Hello.
Hello.
Hello. We're on. We're
Here
doing
we are.
it. We're here again. It's Wednesday. It's 9 o'clock.
No technical
back.
issues. Love it.
We're on YouTube. It's a bit early for that, Buzz. Come on. We're back. It's 9 o'clock. It's Wednesday. We are here. So hi everyone. Hello to everyone on Twitch. Hello to everyone on YouTube. We've got a really exciting show for you tonight. We have got a brilliant guest who I've prepared a little video to introduce for the first time ever, so we'll see that shortly. But yeah, we've got a guest coming on who's a really interesting guest, fascinating guest. I've got loads of questions. As always, I've tried not to find out too much about this person so that I can learn and I can ask genuine organic, real questions that are hopefully the ones that people want to know the answers to.
That's my technique.
Yeah, exactly.
No
it also
prep.
means you don't have to do any prep, but it means that you ask real questions, and the questions that everybody else who doesn't know too much about somebody will want to know. And we are also going to be raising some money tonight for this charity here.
There you go. That's it.
This one here, SANS, which is the Stillbirth and Neonatal Death Charity. Okay, I'll let you know how that's going to work later. But first, I want to introduce you via the medium of video to our special guest for the evening.
Here you go, boys. Take a deep breath, and I'll show you the north face of Ben Nevis. Here she comes. You ready? Boom. Have a fucking feast of that. Got a mate. Just another shit day in the office for me, it is. Nearly the top of Nevis. Let's go.
Please welcome an adventurer, a motivational guru with a fabulous beard. It's Johan, the man from somewhere.
I think I got a little bit overexcited when I was making that video today. I may have over-egged it slightly towards the end. But
Whose voice is that?
it was me. So that was
dear.
me. Oh, there you go.
Oh, mate, that was hilarious.
I think, yeah, I think there may have been a mole who leaked us a couple of WhatsApp videos, by the way.
Oh, God.
I'm sure you won't be able to figure out who that is.
The boys, when I'm up a mountain, we've got this little group going, me, Baz, and John, and Richie, Pardo, and Rick.
And Lewis.
And those just send them always to give them a little bit of a taste out of teas.
Give it a little bit of sneaky peek. So, for everybody who doesn't know, this is Johan, who on TikTok is a man from somewhere. And we'll find out where somewhere is pretty soon. So, yeah, just before we get started, I want to let people know that we are going to be raising money tonight. I'll go on. So I'm not going to go into too much detail. We're going to speak to Johan. Find out a little bit about him first, ask him about what he's got planned in the next few weeks, and that'll lead nicely into us launching a little way where you could win something very special. Well, I think it's special anyway.
I do too.
So before we start, every guest we have on here, we have to ask, we're in a pub. The first question you ask somebody when they walk in a pub is, what are you drinking?
So
Johan, what are you drinking right now?
I'm a Peroni man. I'm a Peroni guy myself. Mate. So
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan.
I've got to stick with the old Peronis, you know.
I was expecting deer's blood.
Tuesdays, Baz, only on Tuesdays.
For those that don't know, Johan lives in a council estate just on the outskirts of Streatham, but he's got a backdrop here to make him feel like and look like he's in some kind of wilderness. So, in all seriousness, Johan, I know literally what I've seen on your TikTok, and I've kept it that way. Like I said in the intro, I like to come and ask questions that people at home, I hope, will be wanting to ask. And we will, if anybody's got any questions, if you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on Twitch, fire the questions through, because we can see those. They come through on the chat, and we'll bring some through and ask them to Johan. But just give us a little bit of a background of who is Johan. And I don't know why I'm using the third person. It just makes you seem more important, doesn't it, I guess? So who is Johan? And give us a little bit of background about yourself.
Mate, I'm originally from South Africa. So I was born over there, 74. Raised, went to primary school, high school, and most of my university, or all of my university in South Africa. And then at the young age of 23, I came over to the UK to travel, play rugby. And I was going to be a 3-year sort of getaway. But that was the first start of me running away, looking back now at my journey through life. That was me running away from having to face my reality and my struggles in life. So I basically ran away. So yeah, I came to the UK and then played a bit of rugby, got married once, and the rest is history. How I ended up staying here for the last 25 years.
So, just while we're on the subject, just in case I don't get to come back to it, when you say played a bit of rugby, what are we talking?
So I played just above or just below the sort of professional side. I was semi-professional. Played for a club called Blackheath back in the day, 96, 97 season. I came over, the game turned professionally in 95. And then from about 93, in my university days, we got paid, but under the table sort of thing as well. Do you know what I mean? Just sort of like expenses and that sort of stuff. But then when the game turned 95, turned pro, I played for the Pumas, the development squad. And then when the British Lions toured in South Africa, I got spotted on the warm-up match before the Lions actually played the Pumas. So I then got approached by some of the clubs to come play over here, and that's one of the reasons as well. Like I said, is I came over to play better rugby. So I played in a level just below the top clubs like Wasps and Saracens. They were Allied Dunbar Division 1, and we were in Division 2. So yeah, I played 3 years for them, and that's the rugby side.
What position did you play?
So I played fly half was my speciality, but I played fullback as well. I could kick equally as well off both legs, so that opened up a lot of doors for me.
Oh,
yeah,
You have to be quick there, don't you? I don't
Well,
know much about rugby, but I know you have to be quite quick, don't you?
Yeah, fly off. You know, you've just got to be. You're basically the thinker. You're the general. You decide to play in the back. So yeah, you've got to think quick off your feet and just. I got rid of the ball quick to just try and because I didn't like getting tackled.
Look, Baz, he's gone early with the "I'm not just pretty, I'm clever," hasn't he? He's gone really early with that.
So, yeah, just before we close this one, so when did you stop playing rugby?
So do you know what, Baz? I had an injury that I carried since I was about 19 on my left shoulder, and still today it's completely buggered because what happened was I should have taken a year off to just get it healed properly, possibly get it operated on, but just to sort of get it, because I had an AC that completely, all the muscle around the back now is just more or less wasted away. But yeah, I never really got it seen to, so that just caught up with me. So I retired at 28. I played another year, sort of just friendly rugby with mates down at Millwall Rugby Club, 2 years, and a bit of sevens and stuff afterwards. But I kind of retired at the age of about 28. And then completely hung my boots up at about 31, I would guess.
It's a short career, but nice.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. You know, I played since I was 5, 6 years old in South Africa. You know, that's what we do. Like you boys over here, a lot of them are footballers. You know, they want to play football. And that's what you see the kids do in the street. In South Africa, it was rugby. So, yeah, my roots was always going to be there, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved it. And I mean, the major thing that I really miss is the tours. I don't miss the training as much. The games was good. I do miss those, but it is tough. But yeah, the tours and the friendship, you know, I miss that sort of closeness that you've got as a group of 15, 23 guys actually with all the reserves, everyone counted it in, and all the obviously the staff. But yeah, it was a great time, mate. I really enjoyed it. Loved it.
See, we've already found out something that we didn't know.
I didn't know, yeah.
There you go. Look at that, straight off the bat. So now you're based in Scotland, am I right?
Yeah, I moved up to Scotland about a year ago now, more or less to the day. Yeah, I had my relationship broke down about a year and a half ago now. It was it's been it was on the rocks probably for the last 2 years, but maybe a bit more now, because if you take
2020 out of it,
20 out of the way, it's probably, I would say, about 2.5 years. But yeah, so the beginning of last year, the beginning of 2020, we sort of gave it another bit to go. We had a holiday booked in March, so we gave it up until March to see how things go. But yeah, once we came back with that holiday, mate, it was the end of it, unfortunately. And we decided that it will be financially cheaper for us to come and live in Scotland, because when we came back, Corona nearly just kicked in. Because I've got another story about that, because I had to go back out to where we just came back from holiday 2 weeks later for a shoot. And I nearly got stuck there because of Corona. But yeah, so it's all it's a funny old story. But anyway, so we then decided to come and move up to Scotland, like I said, because of financial reasons, etc., etc. She's originally from up here, and that's why we moved to Scotland. And I tell you what, it's one of the best decisions I've made personally, because through my journey, what I've done in the last year, as a lot of my TikToks do display, is it's been a journey for myself of healing as well. So, and I grew up on big farms in South Africa. You know, we were an average farm is about 9,000 hectares alone in South Africa. You know, so that's the sort of land that I grew up in. So being up here in the highlands, surrounded by mountains, you know, it feels to me like home. So yeah, I love it up there.
I've got to point this out. This is probably the most quiet me and Mike have ever been. Just listening to you talk. We literally said fuck all.
Oh, we'll chirp in at some point. But yeah, so whereabouts in Scotland is it? And I'm not asking for specifics.
No,
I'm not trying to steal your watching off the line or anything. Do you know what I mean? I just need to roughly sort of where are you?
Yeah, no, I'm in Inverness, mate. Which I'm not in the town itself, but I'm sort of in that Inverness area, which is
right up there.
In another 2.5 hours, you're in Thurso, which is the furthest northern point. So I'm pretty up north, yeah. So it's from Glasgow. It's about 3.5 hours drive.
Well, I know that you've just moved recently as well, and you've moved even more remotely, haven't you? So what's your gaff like now? What's your pad like?
Yeah, man. Do you know what, Baz? When I first came over, it was in the middle of lockdown. It was in I think it was like the 14th of May of last year when I came in. It was it was about then, I think, and it was mad, man, because nowhere was renting places, you know, and I was lucky that I found this guy in Gumtree, and because of my daughter that moved here with her mum, they classed me as a key worker to be close to my child. So I moved into a flat, first of all. I lived in this 2-bedroom flat, which was fine, you know, and it was just a bit of a stopgap. I think it was also meant to be because it was never felt like home, you know. It was there just as a base for me to basically crash. And I would say I spent probably half the time there, half of the other time I was up in the mountains or camping in the back of my van, which is fine, you know. And
we've all done that.
Decided they were going to sell it. The first place I looked at was where I'm at now. It's this little cabin overlooking Ben Rivers, and all of the sort of Cromarty Firth coming in, you know, from the sea out there. So I'm literally surrounded by mountains. At the back of me, it's a massive old pine tree forest, just absolutely huge. It goes for miles.
Sounds fucking horrendous, doesn't it?
Yeah, mate.
He's talking bollocks. All that stuff on TikTok that he does is green screen. I told you. Lives on a council estate in Streatham. So tell us that story you were saying. You were saying that about you went for a shoot and then
So my work is I do commercial. Before lockdown and 2020, I was a commercial model and an actor. That's what I did as a main job, and I also
sorry, I'm going to have to stop you there. Right, he's gone now. Right, we'll just start with me and you now. I'm not having this. We know you're good looking. We know it. All right, don't give it all this. Oh, I was an actor. I was a model. Sorry, Johan.
No worries. That's what I did, and I still do that, right? And
oh my God, he's still good looking.
I was doing direct sales. So I was selling heat pumps and solar systems and all sort of energy renewable products, right? But anyway, so I've had this contract with the Czech Republic and Slovakia. I'm basically the face of the lottery. I'm the face of the Euro jackpot. So I've had this contract for about 5 years now. So last year it was all planned. We were going to go to the Dominican Republic for the shoot, right? Because they always take me to kind of exotic locations because the guy I say is a billionaire. He's got all the money in the world. So I've had some pretty nice places we stayed in. So anyway, so Dominican came up, and like I said, we booked this holiday, me and my ex, and we went to the Dominican. And then the 2 weeks after we came back, we had to go back there for 8 days to do the shoot, because what we do in this whole week that we're there, just over a week, we do basically 3 things. They shoot, because I do everything for them, all their billboards, their commercials, their online stuff, bus stations, everything basically. So there's basically 3 shoots in 1 week. So it's quite an intense job, right? So we got out there, and literally the day we landed, the following day, Trump decided that no one comes in and out of America. And to go to the Dominican, you've got to fly via the States. That was our flight. So our flights got cancelled. And I mean, this is even before the shoot. So the client called me in, and we're quite good mates. And as I walked in, I had a bottle of rum on the table. So it's not even the wrap party yet, mate. It's not even the first day of the shoot. They're sitting there with a bottle of rum, and he goes, well, sadly, it looks like we might have to be here for the next month. Hey, and I'm like, everyone is kicked off. Right? All the staff, all the cameramen, they've all got families at home. My whole fucking life is falling apart. I'm stuck in the Dominican. It looks like I'm going to be there for another 3 weeks. I was the only one laughing, mate. I was in my element. So it was shut, mate. So we couldn't get back. But yeah, we only stayed like an extra 3 or 4 days. And then I think it was British Airways who got us direct flights back to the UK. But yeah, so when I got back, I literally had no home. I had my car. I had a mattress in the back of my car that she kindly left me outside the door. I was nowhere to go, mate. I couldn't go and camp because everything was shut. There was no Airbnbs. There was no hotels. You couldn't even go and stay at a mate's house because it was the first lockdown.
Yeah.
It was. I was basically fucked. So yeah, man. I then found someone who had a remote sort of B&B that they rented. They kind of gave that to me for about, I think it was about 3 weeks. I stayed there, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And then a friend of mine who found out about my situation, he looks after people's properties who lives abroad now, and massive B&Bs, mate. And this, he called me up and he's like, mate, listen, there's a couple who lives in New Zealand, and they've got this place and they would rather have someone in there than not. And they would usually rent the place out for a long weekend for a couple of grand. And I was like, okay, I'm willing to go. So the guy asked me, he said, what am I willing to pay to go and stay there? And I was like, mate, I've got nothing. I can give you 100 quid a week. And he was like, sorry, 100 quid a month. That was, yeah, 100 pound a month. I said, that's what I can afford. And it was like, fair play. Mate, the place had a jacuzzi, tennis court, steam room, sauna, games room. My little girl was in that element, mate.
I definitely like. I know we've only officially met properly just now, but I definitely hate you a little bit. Literally everything you say is like, and this other amazing thing about my life, and this, and it's never in a boastful way. It's in a really humble way, which makes it even more irritating.
Do you?
We'll let it slide. Sorry, Baz. I do have to. I just realised we are nearly 20 minutes into this podcast, and we haven't mentioned the fact that we're trying to raise money for charity tonight. So I'm going to have to do that right now. Okay. So, Johan is doing a 3 Peaks challenge in a few weeks, and I'll let him talk about that later. But in the meantime, what I want people to do is I'm going to post a link onto the screen right now, and I want you to go there and donate what you can, because we're helping to raise money for the charity that the guys are doing the 3 Peaks challenge for, which is SANDS, and it's the Stillborn and Neonatal Death Charity. So here is the detail of what's going on. Okay, so firstly, we want you to go to bit.ly/3peaks for SANDS and donate what you can. Okay, the thing that we're going to ask you to do is, if you want to enter the competition to win a backstage pass, I'll explain that what that is in a sec. You need to donate £5 or more. And don't forget, if you're a UK taxpayer, click on the thing that says gift aid, so that the government give money as well. And when you donate, do it with your name publicly available and put LL before your name. If you do that, then we're going to enter you into a draw. Okay. There's two words. So the backstage pass basically means that this format here, every week, me and Baz chat with a guest. And at 10:30 every week, we finish broadcasting, and then the three of us just generally sit around and get pissed and chat for the rest of the evening. But just the three of us, okay? It's not broadcast. It's not like anything. So it's just here. So if you would like to join us after we stop going live tonight, then if you donate £5 or more at that link, which is bit.ly/3peaks4sands, if you go and donate more than £5 there and put LL before your name so that we can identify that you've done it on the basis of being here, we'll enter you into a draw. But there's 2 backstage passes available. 1 backstage pass will go straight to the person who donates the most money. I make no apologies for that because we want to raise as much money as we can, okay? That sounds harsh. Don't care. We want to raise as much money as we can tonight, okay? The second one means that everybody's got an opportunity to do it, okay? If you donate a £5 or more, then your name will go into a hat. We've got a random name selector at the end of the podcast, and those 2 people will come in here. So instead of 3 windows in this, there'll be 5 windows. 2 more people will be here, and we'll be around for an hour and a half afterwards to have a drink and have a chat. So if you want a 1-to-1 chat or a 2 to 3 chat, however you
it'll be 1-to-1. Let's face it. No one's going to be asking us anything.
No one's going to want to talk to us. We might as well go to bed. But anyway, if you want a 1-to-1 chat with Johan, who's an amazing, inspirational guy, and yeah, you've heard everything in his life makes you sick, basically. So if you want, but I'm joking. He's an incredible man, really inspirational. If you want a 1-to-1 chat with him on a video link, just as we're doing here now, then if you do that, go and donate the money there. Stick LL before your name when you donate. We'll do a random selection of one of the names of the people who've donated, and the person who donates the most gets an automatic fast pass backstage to be able to come and have a drink with the 3 of us. Okay. Whew. Right.
That was really well done.
Oh my God, I'm so tired now. I need a nap. So yeah, if you, I'm going to keep that graphic up so you can see what's going on. But please donate what you can. And,
it's for a really good cause. So yeah, get me on
it's been an incredible cause. So what I want to talk about now is it feels like a good time now, Johan, for you to tell us what you guys are doing for charity.
Okay. So SANS is basically the charity for stillbirth and neonatal death babies. So I got approached by Duets for Tea, Tony and Keith Official. I think it's basically Keith was the one who started it. I think it's his idea. And then obviously Kevin Groom got involved as well. And we are going to be hiking the 3 peaks, which is Scafell, Snowdonia, and Ben Nevis, the 3 highest peaks in the UK, except for Ireland now, obviously, England, Wales, and Scotland. And we want to do that in 24 hours as well. So we aim to do Ben Nevis in 5 hours, Snowdon in 4 hours, and Scafell in 4 hours. And the rest of the time is the drive between the peaks that we've got to get. Tony's dad is going to be driving us. He's got a van that I think is Keith's van that we've got the privilege to use. And then so that's the challenge that we face. I'm lucky that where I live, I've had the opportunity to go climb plenty of mountains for the past 8-9 months.
Plenty of practice.
Yeah, so the other boys, they've been just walking hills and they've been working out in the gym and stuff. So as Keith actually did, I think it's Snowdonia he did in Wales over the weekend. And he said because the weather was so good as well, it was packed, absolutely packed. So yeah, we'll see. I think we're starting at Nevis about 4 o'clock in the afternoon to get a sunset coming down, because by that time, I mean, it's just gone about. He's just going to have to use a torch now coming down. And what's the time now? About 9:30ish. Yeah. So yeah, if we start at 4:30, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that's the time we should be getting down back to the car to drive down, and then we're going to do Scafell in the night, and then obviously Snowdonia we'll do in the morning. Then
I just love how casual you are about like climbing down a mountain at night time. It's just like
we've all got a head torches and stuff, and I've got a head torch that you can probably see from China, mate. I'm now.
I literally, this is the difference between me and you, Johan. Is I literally broke a toe trying to sneak out the house in the dark when I was running a PT class at 6 about 12 months ago. Literally broke a toe slipping down the stairs. So. that'll explain why I'm not ever going to get involved in any of this sort of stuff. But I have climbed Snowdon though. Yeah, that's I know what that's all about.
I'm assuming the other three. Well, Keith's obviously like climb Snowdon. The other two, then, are they any experience of any mountains at all between them?
Yeah, so Kevin Groom, he's quite fit. I think out of the four of us, he's probably the fittest. You know, he goes to the gym a lot, and he works out, and you can see he looks after. And Tony is doing Snowdon, I think, this weekend. He said he's going to go and climb it, and he's been working hard. You know, he's been walking a lot. He's done a lot of walks. So I think the boys will do well. You know, we'll be there for each other as well. You know, if one struggle, the other three will pick him up, and I'm sure, because of the charity we're doing it for, the adrenal will just kick in and carry us through, you know.
So am I right in thinking that most of this is going to be, let's face it, this is the reason why we know you, and Mike and I know each other. We're all associated through TikTok, which most people that watch us know that. Is it all going to be sort of documented through TikTok with lives and various sort of content?
So yeah, we will be doing more or less a live all the way through. I mean, I did a live today just when I went down to this well, and to tell people obviously about what's happening tonight as well. And I was just going up a little hill there, and I was out of breath, man. Just walking up a hill and talking to people, that's tough. That's a lot of you. So I'm not too sure how that's going to go, but obviously on the way down, I mean, and obviously signal as well. If the signal is strong enough, wherever we're going to be. I know at some bits in Ben Nevis, I didn't always have signal, because when I go out, I always make TikToks, so I document my journey to make adventure videos or whatever. So I know some places there isn't the best of signal on Ben Nevis. But so that's the plan, that we'll do as much lives as we can. Obviously, I think the lives will kick off in the journeys between the mountains, when the other three boys are going to get up to all their no goods. They're talking cable ties and all sorts.
Oh, okay. So it's like a stag weekend on the side of a mountain.
Yeah, mate. But yes, so that's lives, plenty of lives. I guess there will probably be some TikToks made. Yeah, because everyone's from TikTok, and that's how we got to where we are.
So I'm just looking at my notes. That are you? Did you say that you had only just moved to Scotland, like quite recently?
About a year ago, literally a year ago, yeah. Because I used to be down in the New Forest in Hampshire.
Of course you did.
I was based somewhere else where humans don't live.
Yeah, I love the New Forest. The New Forest is beautiful. Oh my god!
Yeah, it is beautiful.
Fabulous.
The reason I ask is that video that we played as your intro. I don't know if you noticed, but you've definitely picked up a bit of a Scottish accent in little bits. Because, yeah, 100%. Both my parents are Scottish, so I can spot it a million miles away. But in that intro video, you said the line. You said, "Have a fucking feast of that," right? But the way you said it was, "Have a fucking feast of that," and you went that. And the A of that just went so. I was like, he's definitely been in Scotland. I thought it'd have been way longer than a year, man.
Yeah, no, it's only a year, mate. It's only a year that I've been here now. But yeah, no, I love it. But yeah, before that, I was in the New Forest for 7 years, and yeah, that was a great time as well. Not far from Leamington. I lived in a little village actually called Bewley. Yeah, that was
the cars.
Yeah. Well, I rented off the Bewley estate there. Yeah, it was lovely. Really enjoyed my time there. I made some really good friends down there as well who lives in Leamington. Yeah, fabulous.
So moving to your 2-bedroom flat must have been like being in a cage for you, wasn't it?
Do you know what, Baz? Like I said earlier, you know, it literally was just a base for me during this transition where I went from having to start all over again to where I am today. I knew I wasn't going to be there it wasn't home. I knew it was going to be my home. It was literally just a crash pad, you know, a transition period, as to say. But yeah, it was strange, mate. It's the first time since I've moved to the UK that I lived in the towns as well. I mean, obviously I lived in London when I first came over, which was a massive city, and as a young 23-year-old, that was bright lights in big cities and lots of girls, and yeah, fabulous. I love that. But yeah, since I've started getting my head screwed on and lived a sensible life, it's the first time that I've lived in a town in a flat. I've always had land and stuff around me, so yeah, it was very, very strange, very surreal, I have to say, you know.
Yeah. I was just the next thing I was going to ask you was when I first met you, you were on 100,000 followers. That's literally, it isn't that long ago. So
Is that what we
yeah, it was you were just before 100,000 followers, and you hit 100,000 followers. But at that time, we should go back a little bit. What was your introduction to TikTok? Because everybody's got their own little journey with it.
Mate, so because of my background as an actor and a model, I played a little bit of that, and so I did a bit of thirst trapping, mate. That's what I did, and lip syncing to pass time in TikTok, and that's what I think. Honestly, 80% of the adult population who uses TikTok now is down to lockdown, and boredom and whatever. So so that's why I got on it, and I was just mucking about and. Do you know what? I actually made a TikTok. One of the first 2 TikToks I made in my flat was the TikTok where I had 69 followers. And I had the green screen behind my head. And my TikTok was literally saying to the camera, my mates told me something different about this. And I would point to 69, right? And something like that. But I remember making that the second TikTok when I came to Scotland. I had 69 followers then, mate. And I didn't even think it will go to 10, 20,000, if it did that, because I compared it to Instagram and stuff. And Instagram at that time, I only had like about 4,500, 5,000 followers or something like that. And I sort of based it on that sort of sense, And then, obviously with the thirst trapping and the acting stuff I did on there, I did get a few followers through that. And then all of a sudden, it was like 30, 40, 50,000, And then I did that one TikTok where I picked people up and just literally asked if they're okay. And that went viral. And then I sort of saw an opportunity where I can basically give back and use this platform to help myself. Because what I do with a lot of the messages that I put out there is what came across for me and what I am struggling with and what I am using as a reference to literally go, right, this has triggered me. Why the fuck has this triggered me? What is this bringing up? What is this emotion coming up? And I really delve into that to find the bottom and the truth of what that meaning is. And then I translate that into a TikTok to try and just get that message across. And if I can just help one other person out there, the world will be better. And so it's taken off from there, mate.
So I don't think there's anybody still left watching this, because now you've mentioned thirst trap, they've all gone onto TikTok to try and find it. Everyone's scrolling back through the phone like that to your really early videos to get to the.
I used to have a lot of fun with those. It was fun, mate. It was fun. But I tell you what, mate, when we used to do that, me and Rick's Bearded Life and Lewis, we were the first 3 boys in Beardtown, and then John and Baz came along. But when it was just the 3 of us in the beginning and we were thirst trapping, oh my God, mate, we used to compare comments, which was right literally on the limit of what people would get away with saying to us on these TikTok comments, mate. And I tell you, me and Rick and Lewis at times just going, mate, you can't believe what some of these people were saying. Buddy. But I think TikTok has changed a lot from 2020 to now.
Hello.
In fact, Baz, sorry. Baz was so desperate to see your thirst traps, he couldn't even stay on the screen.
He was off on a flat.
He's all over it. He's been downloading them all.
I've already got them saved. Sorry, I disappeared for a while there.
All right, let's see what we've got. Let's see what questions we've got. We've got, somebody's asking us to climb Kilimanjaro with them. That's a big ask, isn't it?
I would definitely do Kilimanjaro. Absolutely, mate. I will definitely go and do that. That's on the bucket list. It's. But you know what? Before I came to Scotland, I was intrigued, but it wasn't something that I was like getting excited about. I really wanted to go and do. Now I literally hunt the weather. I'm off to the West Coast tomorrow morning because it's raining all on the East Coast, all the way down to Glasgow. It's raining, but on the West Coast, it's a sunny day tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, I'll probably be setting off around about 4:30ish to get to sort of Ullapool, between Ullapool and Melvik. It's about a 2-hour drive from here. So yeah, I'm going to be summiting Monroe on the West Coast tomorrow, because it's going to be nice out there. And that's what I do now. I chase the weather to go and climb mountains, mate. It's once that bug bites you, it's mate, it's you can't describe it.
I love how casual that you are about your climbing. I'm literally nipping over to the West Coast of Scotland to climb a mountain tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to get out of bed. That's my first mountain I'm climbing tomorrow. So.
I'm probably going to get out of bed. I'm probably going to get out of bed when he summits it as well. That's when I'm going to get out of bed. That's usually what time I get up on a Thursday. So right, I'm going to go back and bring that caption back, because I want people to go and donate. So if you're enjoying this, well, to be fair, even if you're not enjoying it, go and donate anyway. So donate at bit.ly/3peaks4sands. It's a great charity. It's for the stillborn and neonatal death charity. Go and donate. If you donate anything you can, but if you donate over £5, we'll put you into a draw. And one lucky name out of the draw will get to come and carry on the conversation with us when we finish the broadcast at round about 10:30, so another hour or so. So if you do that, and also the highest bidder, well, it kind of is an auction, isn't it? Anyway, the highest donation will get a fast pass straight to the backstage. So you'll be able to carry on having a conversation with us, not just through the comment section. You'll come in and you will be the fourth and fifth windows in this little virtual pub that we've got. So you can come exactly in the pub. So you can come and do and have a genuine one-to-one conversation with any of us. It's going to be him, but you can have a one-to-one conversation with the main man. So if you're interested in that, then please, all you got to do is donate £5 at bit.ly/3peaks4sands.
The other thing Johan's experiencing now is that we've got used to, Mike, is obviously because we're working in inverted here. Pointing has become the opposite now. Yeah, obviously on TikTok we're used to doing this, but now obviously you could just go, there he is.
There you go. And I've got my T-shirt on, which makes sense on TikTok. It doesn't make sense here because I printed it backwards.
So I've got a question for you then, Johan. So. Like I said, because I first met you just under 100,000. I know you made a conscious decision at that point. That one of the things you spoke about then was that you started using your own voice instead of using the lip syncs of that really famous American guy. So, what was it? What was the idea behind that? Had you just used all of his lip syncs and thought, I've got a better message, or was it just something else?
Maybe a bit of both. What it is when I was doing a lot of his lip syncing, obviously. His motivational quotes I used, and a lot of people use those. I did it just to sort of get the background as well of mine, and then I had a lot of comments from the followers who were basically asking me to do it in my own voice, because I did other TikToks in my own voice, and they were like, "You've got to do these in your own voice." And then I started gradually doing it, sort of just maybe building up a little bit of momentum to see how it goes, and yeah, it just. People seem to like it. The algorithm seem to like it sometimes. And the more I do it, and you've just got to be sincere, I think. It doesn't matter what you say or what you give to people. If you come from a place of sincerity, it comes across. People will see it straight away. And that's just what I want to do, is I'm just going to be sincere with people, and like I said before, is if I can just help one other person out there to better themselves, it's a win-win.
Sorry, we've got one of your fellow countrymen in here. Obviously, they haven't been. And I think they're asking questions which maybe you'd understand that myself and Mike wouldn't. Obviously, because we're not on TikTok, even if it's rude, it doesn't matter on here. So, I don't know if you wanted to bring that up, Mike.
I'm going to bring on the question that Joshua's asked.
Okay.
Which I think it responds to is, what's your biggest fear? Joshua's hoping that it's like daisies or something, because we're hoping there's an Achilles heel in his coolest, most best looking, or the We're hoping there's a little chink in the armor here somewhere.
Well,
so might be biggest fear. Yeah, what's your biggest fear? And can I just warn you? Please don't say something like disappointment or people not fulfilling the potential. I'm not allowing any of that, okay?
Because you'll get cut off.
The biggest fear.
Mate, I'm shit scared of crocodiles and snakes.
Yeah,
Or the
of
irrational
course you
fear
are.
of those massive things that could bite you in half and the other weird things that can kill you by poison.
So basically, you've moved to Scotland to avoid those things, really.
Right. There's no danger here.
You've got to be careful. Like, there's a lot of things in Scotland you need to be more worried about than crocodiles.
You know what? I think I would say
I
probably
just looked at my finger. I was like, "Who's that there?" I was like, "Oh God, it's you."
in the last year, I would say the biggest fear that I get when I do go off in the mountains is especially in the snowy conditions, you know. And I felt this really heavy on nevers. I'm not scared of heights or anything like that, but when you get to the edge, and especially where the snow is, you know, that snow builds up, and if you go a little bit too far, you can literally just go with the snow. You won't even be on the ground anymore. So you have to be able to read that, and I didn't understand any of that. So I met a few people actually on hikes. I went hiking with a group, and two of the guys are instructors, you know, and I went on a map reading course with them. So yeah, I think one of my biggest fears is falling from a big height, you know, of a mountain. I don't feel it when I'm there. You know, I'm jumping about the rocks, and I go on the edge and I have a look. But yeah, there's always that little twinkle in the back of my mind that yeah, mate, you don't want to be going down there.
Okay, well, sorry, Joshua, that was quite disappointing, wasn't it? Because his three fears are crocodiles, which can bite you in half, snakes, which can kill you instantaneously, and falling to his death off a mountain.
Yeah, which quite rightly should be your fears.
Yeah, exactly. So, Joshua, just to make you feel better, mine's frogs. There you go. I think that's the kind of thing he was after. Right.
Do
this
you want
is
mine?
the one that we don't understand.
Yeah.
He's from South Africa. His biggest fear is Parktown prawns. Talk us through that.
Part-time prawns.
Do you not know what that is?
I'm not too sure, mate.
See, he's not from South Africa anyway.
Yeah. Streatham.
Oh, running out of beer and biltong. Right, there they go. Run out of beer and biltong. Is that the?
Yeah,
Is
you're
that
not
the
really
one?
running out of biltong. That's priority.
There you go. We found one. Right, I've just posted the link. Just posted the link in the comments on Twitch if anybody is looking for it. I'll do the same now in just to make it easy for you. So,
If you wonder what my biggest fear is, it's disappointing people, Mike.
I hate to break it to you, but
Yeah.
your fears realised daily, mate. Oh, okay. Joshua's explaining that the Parktown prawns might have been a District 9 joke.
Oh, there you go.
It's gone over all our heads.
Oh my God, have you not seen District 9?
Well, I've seen it, but I don't remember the reference. So yeah.
No.
Good film.
Well, one of the lead actors is one of your countrymen, isn't he?
Yeah, all of them are.
Oh, okay, right.
That's the guy who was playing Murdoch on the A-Team.
Mm.
Yeah, and then you've got the Antwoord as well, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Right, yeah. Because I guess it was it filmed in South Africa?
Yeah. It was filmed in South Africa, in Joburg, yeah.
Okay, we've got another question from Jen. And that question is, if you've got any questions, guys, if you're on YouTube or Twitch, get them through, we'll bring them on. So Jen's asking, what's your favourite place that you've lived?
Oh, my favourite place where I've lived? That's going to have to be a toss-up between the New Forest and here. See, it's going to have to be Scotland. It's going to have to be Scotland, mate.
I was going to have to push you for one there.
Yeah, Scotland, mate. Absolutely.
They're in Streatham.
You know what the beautiful thing about Scotland is? You can literally, there's so many things to see. There is just, it's endless, mate. And it's not that you have to drive miles to go and find these places. I literally, Blackrock Gorge is 10 minutes, 15 minutes drive from me down here. I mean, just on the other side of the mountain here is where that rocky beach is, with that arch that I did the TikTok the other day. I mean, it's just an hour I'm on Ben Withers, you know, and big mountains. And yeah, man, it's just, yeah, it's literally all on your, and then castles. Oh my God. Yeah. Everywhere.
Well, this is one of your sort of big content things, is discovering castles, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it, mate. I love it. Anything out of nature, castles, ruins, that used to fascinate me a lot. Still does. The history of it, and especially over here in the UK, it's the history behind it is so fascinating, and you can feel the sense of age when you go through these places, and I've always, as my whole life, a lot of the times I go back to sort of Robin Hood era, and I sense that I was a knight or something in those days. You know what I mean? That really brings up some really nice positive energy in me when I'm around those places. It's like almost like I've been there before, and I'm searching for stuff. Treasure.
So, so with your TikToks, you're making like that sort of that journey for people to follow you into. Do you actually, have you got a map of where you're going to go? Do you plan out the sort of days that you're going to do stuff, or do you just literally drive out to somewhere and think, I'll just go here? I mean, I don't mean you just driving your van in one direction and eventually you get somewhere and stop, but you kind of plan where you're going for the day. So
there's a little bit of mixed bias, because in the beginning when I just got here, I used to just get in my car, and before I had the van, I had that GL big Mercedes things, and that was like 4x4, so I could go anywhere. I used to just get in the car, and when I first moved over as well, it didn't get dark till, especially up here so far north, 11 o'clock at night. It was still kind of light, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I used to go out and just drive off and then drive a couple of hours back home, and it's still 12 o'clock, it's just gone dark. So it felt like a huge long day. Whereas now, because I've sort of matured a little bit in it now, I plan a little bit more in advance now. So I would chase the weather, as I said earlier. I'm looking, first of all, if there's going to be any good weather around wherever in Scotland, and then I would look at what Monroe's, first of all, is in that area. And depending on the time of the year as well, some of them you can't really do on your own. You have to go in twos. It's just for safety reasons. So I'll look at those aspects as well. And then if the Monroes are just too tricky, or the weather is not really playing along, I will then just downscale to a Corbett. And the Corbett's as well. I mean, the Corbett's are fantastic, man. You get some really, really nice walks, and the Corbett's are still high. They're not that much smaller than a Monroe. And Monroe is basically just anything above 1,000 feet, which is about 3,000 meters. And then obviously a Donald is below that. I think a Corbett, I think it's from about 700 up to 999 or something like that. And then Donald is below that.
So, see, this is my equivalent of a bottle, a Magnum, a Jeroboam, a Methuselah. So if we were ever to come and visit you, have you got anything in the sort of the 200 or 300 range?
I have. I've actually just got across the road. I've got the Monument of Perth. I'll take you to that.
Have you got a multi-story car park with a lift? Right, we've got a question again from South Africa. Where in South Africa are you from?
So I grew up right up north, on the border between Zimbabwe and South Africa, which is about 100 miles from the Zimbabwean border where I grew up. A place called Petersburg, which is now called Polokwane, with all the name changes and everything that's happened over there. So yeah, that's where I grew up, right up north in the bushveld.
Well, there you go. My uncle lived in Rhodesia, as it was, for a long time. I don't know much about it.
Actually, from there, because we were so close to the border, the high school I went to, it was a technical high school, so it was basically just boys, and we were about 1,300 boys in the high school at the time. And I would say probably about 30% of those were, maybe 40% were boarders. And yeah, a lot of those were from Zimbabwe. Basically came to school to us. One of my best friends is actually from Harare.
I need to point out something that I've just noticed. The only other person in the comments and watching this now that's on a higher number than you has just arrived.
He's not just arrived; he's been around for a while.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk about the commitment that Joshua has gone to here. Joshua's been watching from the start on YouTube, but he's got to. He says he's on the move. So he's officially just downloaded. There we go. Joshua has downloaded Twitch for this so that he can listen to us on the move. How cool is that?
What a legend.
And yeah, Joshua is probably the only person in the comment section with more followers on TikTok than you.
So,
What a legend that guy is. Okay, so yeah, you were saying about Inverness. I'm literally trying to Google how far north Inverness is versus where I am because yeah, you were talking about like coming when I live up here now, and I say that like you know where I am. I live in Donegal in right up in the northwest of Ireland, and I'm just going to see how far it is like coordinates wise. Because I noticed that when I came here, was that it just stays light for ages.
Mad, isn't it?
It's just unbelievable. I mean,
mate, how nice is it?
Now,
how nice is it to sit in the pub and they go, "It's going home time. You've got to leave," and it's still light. You're like, "Mate,
yeah,
all day."
So let me have a look. So 50. So yeah, you're at 57, whatever they are north, and I'm at 54. So.
Okay, yeah.
So where I am in Donegal is in the Republic of Ireland, but it's actually further north than the majority of Northern Ireland because there's a bit that goes up the outside, and we're up there. So I really like what you said before. Really connected with me in terms of like you can go out the door and you can go that way, and you've got this, you've got that way, and you've got that. We've got all that around it. I just don't feel the need to climb it all. Do you know what I mean? I know I could, I just don't want to show off. But I mean, just like, so we've got like, I mean, we've got nothing the height of you's got, and we don't call them all different names or nothing. But yeah, we've got beautiful beaches like with it, and up until last Monday, the COVID restrictions here was you could only stay within 5 kilometers of your house, and then they opened that up to you can go anywhere within your county. And our county's huge. It's like the size of Greater London, but it's just there's just like beaches and mountains and all that kind of stuff. So I've been trying to on my TikTok lives. I've been trying to take people up to beaches and nice coastal drives and all that kind of stuff. And And clearly, anywhere pretty doesn't have a phone signal. That's what I've. That's what
it's a shame, isn't it? It is a shame, mate, because there is some places where you just like, oh, we see, yeah.
I want to share this with people, and I did that. I did a funny one the other day. I said, "All right, I'm going to take you up to this beautiful. It's an amazing lighthouse, really craggy. Obviously that's why it's got a lighthouse. I was watching stunning. It's amazing. I drove all the way up, and I lost signal about 4 seconds before I got there.
Oh,
so I had to drive away from the lighthouse and go, yeah, the lighthouse is brilliant, by the way.
Sadly, the only way I can weigh into this is the highest thing I've got is the 4 steps leading up to the co-op.
Which at your age, Baz, is quite a lot.
Well, that's why living in Bedfordshire is ideal for me. It's flat as you like.
That's why the ramps up into shops are a blessing, aren't they, for you, Baz?
Exactly. Hang on. He's got somebody.
Distance is not a problem for us South Africans. Well, this is new because I didn't know that Kathy was a South African. So this is new. Kathy's one of the people who's with us for everything. She's brilliant. One of our you know yourself. You must have these people who will be there every time you do everything. They'll be there. So when we're on the TikTok live, she's on Baz's stuff. She's on my stuff. She's on the quiz on a Friday night. She's on
Johan stuff as well. I saw her on there the other day.
Well, there you go. Do you know what I mean? It's the but yeah, I did not know. She lives in Lancashire. I didn't know she was South African. There you go. Well, there's the link between the two of us because I'm from Lancashire. You're from South Africa. So yeah, Kathy's the link between the two of us. So anyway, it's been a while. I need to pester people. It's a bit like, when you watch Comic Relief and you think, I'm really enjoying it, and then that irritating bit comes in when they ask you for money. Yeah. That's what this is, all right? This isn't free tonight. Normally this is free. Tonight it's not free, all right? go to bit.ly/3peaks4sands. Okay, this guy here is doing a 3 Peaks challenge, and it's for an amazing charity to do with stillborn and neonatal deaths. So I don't think there's a more deserving charity. So please go and donate. There's the link. I've put it in the comment section of YouTube and of Twitch, so you can just click on the link there. But if you type in bit.ly/3peaks4sands, donate what you can, even if it's £1. Just donate what you can, okay? But if you donate £5 or more, we'll stick you in a draw for a backstage pass to come and chat with us when we finish. We finish the live broadcast at 10:30. Then what we tend to do is we finish the live broadcast and then we'll just sit and have a drink and have a chat. And if you want to come and join us to do exactly that, then you can do. All you need to do is donate £5 or more at bit.ly/3peaks4sands. Okay, the person who donates the most will get an automatic fast pass straight into where we are to be able to carry on and have a one-to-one chat with Johan. All you need to do is when you donate, put LL before your name and make sure that when you donate that you put that it's a public donation so that it can show up. If by any chance you've donated and you didn't do that, then if you were to send a screenshot of your donation to dad.dancergram@gmail.com and then let us know in the comment section that you've done, I'll dig that out as well. Okay, but we want to raise as much money as we can for this charity because it's an amazing charity. We want to support Johan in what he's doing with the other guys for the 3 Peaks challenge. So go to bit.ly/3peaks4sands and donate what you can. Thank you very much.
And in fairness, we may as well just stay up till 4:30 and save Johan going to bed. So.
Well, there you go. See, that sounds efficient to me.
So I've just realised I've come to the table without a glass. Please excuse me for 1 second. I've never done this before. I never left during the podcast.
This is
I'm not drinking rum out of a bottle. 1 second. It's going to take me a second. Ask a question. It's fine.
Oh yeah. So Johan, how are you fixed? He's left a bloody advert behind him as he's gone as well. Jesus Christ, Johan, how are you fixed to be my new sidekick every week on this? He's on borrowed time here.
I'd love to, mate.
Mate, you've wait for him to put his headphones in.
I'm here.
Are you in? Right.
I am, sorry.
You've literally just left it. That's like one of the newsreaders walking off in the middle of a bulletin. But not only that, you left an advert behind you, as if that wasn't planned.
I was just
mate, if you're being paid to be a sidekick on my podcast, right? I need a cut of it.
That's my old job. It doesn't really exist anymore. So
I'm the one with the costs in this organisation, pal. Right? I'm the one with the costs that need to cover. But anyway, good news, by the way. You'll find out in a couple of weeks that there't things in the pipeline. There's things in the pipeline that somebody wants to sponsor this podcast. Anyway, and it's a company I very much want to work with because it fits very much in a pub environment. I'll say no more than that.
Well, so I've got another question then. So, Johan, going back to your work with your modelling, so I'm fairly confident that at some point I may have seen a photograph of you on the underground advertising some item of clothing or say, what sort of stuff were you doing back in the day? Were you doing clothing or were you doing aftershave?
I've done all sorts, Baz. I mean, from sports brands to like Debenhams, jewelry shops, health clubs. Yeah, I've done a fair bit. I've done it for 17 odd years now. So yeah, I've done all sorts, mate. And it's ranged from obviously my age as well. When I started doing it, it was more sort of late 20s. Whereas now we do more sort of dad stuff, But I've done work tools, or you name it, man. I've done it. So the possibility is you're probably right.
Yeah, I'm sure I have. It just strikes me that because I've seen a picture of you on, I can't remember where I've seen it, but there's definitely a picture with you without a beard and shorter hair.
Yeah, I'd probably say 70% of the modelling work I've done was very much shorter beard, stubble, and mostly the Euro jackpot stuff is beard or fuller beard. Whereas the rest of the stuff was majority kind of not beer, just like not clean shaven stubble, that sort of rough look.
So talk us through again this whole thing. Is it Croatia? You said you are like so.
Czech
so,
Republic.
So it's Slovakia and the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
Okay. My uncle lived in the Czech Republic. Wait till I tell my uncle that I've been on. My mate's the guy who does the thing on the thing. Yeah. Wait till I.
Yeah, so they would know me as the character's name is Henry. He's basically the billionaire of the Euro jackpot. So yeah.
I see you're playing a character,
mate. They've got So basically, what this guy is he's showing people what it can be like to be a billionaire. So I live that lifestyle. However, I never show off. It's all very subtle. So instead of showing off, he would rather get a really good horse than because you only need 1 horsepower. You don't need 100 horsepower on a car to show off, and things like that. So he plays it very subtly, but he has got the money, mate. And that's basically the promotion that I'm doing for them, or trade is that sort of sense of character. So yeah, he's Henry. So yeah, mate, they've got like a whole Facebook page dedicated to me, Instagram. The whole YouTube, there's about 120 videos on YouTube of just commercials we've done through the last 5-6 years.
So would I be right in assuming if when you go there to do a photo shoot, if you're ever walking around, like you're likely to be recognised?
Yes, just a bit.
So
I was there over Christmas. I went to the Czech, not Christmas, just after my birthday actually, before my birthday last year, November. Obviously, because of COVID, we couldn't shoot. We were meant to shoot at the end of the beginning of January, but because of COVID, they've postponed the shoot, and they flew me out to do a quick turnaround, 1-day turnaround for just like a Christmas special they did. So yeah, I went to Czech over the lockdown period in November, which was interesting. And they were even stricter than us, mate. There was literally. People couldn't go out their houses when I was there. It was absolutely dead, mate. It was very, very, very tight, strict rules they had when I was there.
The good old days, as I like to call them now.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, I'm quite clearly when you're on TikTok and you do a podcast and all this kind of stuff, you can't be the most introverted of people, but I kind of am. It's weird. I don't know whether I'm an extroverted introvert or an introverted extrovert. But I try and avoid kind of social contact situations at all costs. But I'm quite happy to. I mean, I've presented on stage in front of like 10,000 people, and I'm quite happy to throw myself out there on TikTok and you know yourself, you put yourself on TikTok, you're putting yourself out there and waiting for people to pull you down. Although I don't think any of us have a great lot of people who do that. We're quite. I don't know if you do, but I think a lot of people who are more controversial than us will have more people than that. But yeah, things like actual real things. I'd go to a conference, and I'd be fine at the conference and stuff like that. And then there'd be a bit of like, let's network. I was like, no, not for me. I was like, no, right. Talk to actual humans. No. So,
well, I was going to say. So, Johan, I haven't looked lately what your figure is, but most people have that thing of like, probably one of the things that would be on your bucket list of being a TikToker would be that one day someone would come up to you and go, "Oh, you're from TikTok, aren't you?" Which is, it's never happened to me. I don't know if it's ever happened, but obviously you live in somewhere so remote, it's never likely to happen to you, is it?
It's more likely to happen to him if he happens to be in Czech Republic by the sound of things.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've had a couple actually. One guy recognised me at the petrol station. We become friends. He climbs Monrose. He's in Inverness, and we bumped into each other. I was putting petrol in my car, my van. I think I was on my way to Glasgow, and he saw me. And as I went to pay, and as I came out, he just shouted, "He's like, "Oi, are you the man from somewhere?" And I was like,
I am a man, and I am from somewhere. So
I was like, "Yeah, that's me." And he was like, "Oh, I follow you on TikTok." I was like, "That's awesome." So I just got in the van, but I had to get my van washed. So I paid for a ticket in the garage, right? And I drove around the back to get my van pulled in to wash. Mate, he came running around the corner. He came up to me and was like, "Mate, I've got to get a photo with you because my wife won't believe it because she follows you as well." So I took a photo with him, and obviously I then followed him back. And I'm actually going to go climbing with him one of these days. We made it together a few days, but it's always been conflicted. I was busy and he was busy when we were going vice versa. But yeah, we're kind of mates now. We don't know each other personally very well just yet, but yeah, through that. And another guy I bumped into a location when I was down at the Standing Stone. Some of that they've used in Outlander, just above Culloden, down that way, the other side of Culloden battlefield. I filmed there, and a guy came up. His name is Baz as well, actually, Barry, and he's they call him Baz Foon. Yeah, I met him as well. He came up and he's like, "Oh, I've seen your TikTok," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And I've actually gone out with him a few times. Really nice guy.
Which just goes to show you literally your reach is that far that you can be known in a place where there's literally only 50 people. So
that is weird as well. Though. It's the but because obviously you are clearly like walking in the mountains, and it's very kind of. I'm sure you'll be attracting. From what I've seen on yours on your stuff is. You'll be attracting the kind of people who want the motivational kind of stuff. I love it, the all that kind of the motivational, the inspirational stuff. But you'll also be attracting followers who are into climbing mountains and all that. Kind of stuff. They know you in Scotland and things like that. So it kind of it's kind of, I know, weirdly, I think even though you're in the remote where you are, your content appeals to people who are doing the same sort of thing in the same sort of area. Do you know what I mean? Whereas the stuff I do, the stuff our Baz do, is just general stuff that lots of people everywhere. Not lots of people, but do you know what I mean? I bow down to you two, by the way. But yeah, some people in other places might like it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get a lot of comments from people as well who's because of the locations I use has inspired them to actually go out and go climb themselves. There was a comment of a lady who said she's actually flown for the first time in her life. She's gone to Colorado to go and do the Colorado Rocky Mountains hiking for the next week. And she's all done that because of the TikTok that she's seen my locations in, and it's inspired her to go out. And that is uplifting for myself, that you can, through social media, help someone else's well-being, and just by being out in nature, you just heal yourself. And yeah, it's lovely to read comments like that and to see that it's helped people to get out and just go and enjoy the beautiful life that we have.
We had a lady on last week called Fliss Hickson, and her kind of initial thing of growing on TikTok was put someone using a sound that she'd made, and that those kind of viral sounds that happen. And so with you, I know that a lot of people use your sounds to do their TikToks as well now, don't they? So your voice gets used on other people's TikToks quite a lot these days. How's it feel when, like, because obviously people tag you to those, so your notification must be so-and-so's tagged you and they've done a duet with you, or they've done a voice of yours and stuff like that. Because it doesn't tell you when someone's used your voice, but you get to see that, don't you?
Yeah, a lot of them do use it, and I've got a few. I don't want to say they're regulars, but they literally every sound that I've done, or every one I put up, they have done themselves. Just because they do the same sort of thing. Obviously, to their audience. One guy's a Dutch guy. We both follow each other as well. I started following him, and it's nice to see, but it's their initiative that they use to portray the same message, but with obviously their presence in the video, and it is nice. But it's nicer to know that message is reaching beyond just my introduction to it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Because one of the overriding comments that I always see on in your comment section is so many people just use that same line. I really needed this today, and that's probably the most common thing that comes up in yours. I mean, it must be quite heartening to know that people are like getting that kind of that sort of gratification out of what you do.
Yeah, it is, Baz. But it's like I said to you earlier. It's as human beings, mate. We get triggered on a daily basis. And that trigger can be in your life. It can be a small trigger from you having a shit day at work and you come home and the dog is just looking you the wrong way and you kick the dog, for instance. But that triggered you to lash out. And we all get triggered, like I said, on a daily basis. So, and it just depends on how you deal with those triggers. So in a sense, I look at that. It's a learning curve for me. Every time I do that, it's because something has come up. And I grow daily. It's not you get to a point you go, okay, that's me done now. I've completed the work here, and you've done all the ticks. It's a daily process to stay in that positive mindset. Even myself, I get negative days. I get days where I feel like fuck it, I don't want to do anything today.
Yeah.
But it's a state of being, and it depends on how long you want to stay in that state of being. Because the longer you stay in that state of being, the worse it's going to get. And it takes that one little bit of a push to get you out. And I'll be honest, sometimes I look back at my own TikTok to go, okay, come on, mate, this is where you want to be, and this is what you want to be doing. So yeah, they work for myself as well.
That's incredible that you inspire yourself.
Yeah, man, you've got to.
I wish I'd kept a list of reasons why I hate you, because we're probably at about 407 by now. But in all seriousness, that's one thing that even the random shit that I put on TikTok, getting something that gets a bunch of views is cool. Getting something that gets a bunch of likes is cool. The people who we've brought along on this journey with us is incredible.
Oh, mate, it's fantastic. I love it.
And so that is the thing that matters more to me than anything else, than any numbers. But also, you could be having a shit day, and then one person will just put something, even on the stuff I do. Do you know what I mean? The stupid stuff I put on the internet. Someone will just put, I really needed that laugh today. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
And it was like, if that video got 100 views and one person said, thank you, that was just, I was having a shit day. I really needed that. Lockdown's getting to me. That just lifted my mood for a short while. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Mike,
I'm not a superhero. That's as much as my shit on the internet can do. So the more people, even if there's a handful of people who just go, that was brilliant. And people don't realize that, because some people will feel that but not say it. So this is my thing this is my appeal to people is if you watch something on TikTok and it just really lifts you, put in the comments and tell people that it lifts you. Not me, do you know what I mean? But anyone. Because they'll love it, because there's no better feeling than somebody saying, I was having a bad day and I saw that it just really made me smile, or it's lifting me a little bit out of this little pit I'm in for today or for longer or anything like that. And it was like, that's the thing, is because seeing little things like that just makes you think, even when you get caught up in the whole numbers and you post stuff and you go, oh, well, my stuff's not been watched that much, or the algorithm doesn't like me and all that kind of stuff. Even when you're in that little pit, if one person says to you, I saw what you did today and it made me smile, it's just, that's the stuff that matters. Do you know what I mean? That's the stuff that matters to me.
100%. 100%.
Mind you, though, Mike, to be fair, that's just like leveling up like with all the people that you really piss off on TikTok as well.
I tend to be, but all the stuff I do, seriously, the stuff I do that is, I do a series, for people who don't know. I do a series on TikTok of doing things deliberately to irritate people.
Mate, that's brilliant.
Yeah,
I was cracking up.
But it's always you look through the comments and people are like, oh my god, I was triggered by this, and they use the words when they shouldn't do, like, oh, my OCD, and because after a couple of them, I spoke to a guy who follows me. He was got genuinely clinically, what's the word? Like, can't even remember. But anyway, he's been told by doctors he's got OCD. Yeah, which most of the people who say, "Oh, I've got OCD," they haven't. They're just irritated by stuff when it's not in order, and those are the people that I'm looking at. And I was a bit worried at times. I was like, am I verging over to like real kind of hurting people who've got genuine like mental health issues? And he put me straight. He was like, no, not at all. Because I deliberately do things that irritate people. If anyone's got a genuine something that it would genuinely irritate them, they would spin on. So the most of the people are just there's a group of people that I appeal to that really like things in a certain way, but also like it when people do things in a way that they can just go. It's a bit like watching a horror film. Nobody likes to be genuinely scared, right? But loads of people love to watch a horror film. It's the same thing. There's a group of people. There's a group of people who like things a certain way, but also enjoy being. Sorry, loads of people are saying diagnosed. Thank you so much to the comment. Diagnosed is exactly the word I was looking for. I lost the ability to speak English for a short while there, but I'm back. But yeah, that's the thing. Is it's like watching a horror film where it's like nobody likes to be genuinely scared, but people like to watch a film that will like scare you a little bit. And that's the same. There's a bunch of people who really enjoy that content that I put out there. That is just kind of like, oh, I really don't like things that are not in order, but I kind of do in a weird way because then I can go, well, I don't like that, and that's the kind of thing. So I never do anything that is deliberately, even though it's called deliberately trying to irritate people. I never want to upset people. And do you know what? If anybody ever said that they genuinely upset them, it would break me. It would absolutely break me. But yeah, I do love that, and yes, I do irritate people, and I'm quite, especially since. Have you seen that lad battle?
People or the Aussies, Mike?
Sorry,
people or the Aussies?
Well, the thing is, I do some.
They are two different things, yeah.
I do the stuff with the Aussies, stuff with the Americans, and it's all done with tongue in cheek and with love because I love America. I've been there many times. I love Australia. I've been there many times. And it's just, I know that both of them can say, and I get loads of comments from people just like saying that was brilliant, and Aussies who enjoy it and Americans who enjoy it and all that kind of stuff. So none of my stuff is done with malice. It's all done. Yeah. But like you say, it's just. But yeah, I do often think though is that because Lad Bible have pushed that bloody video again. You know, yeah. So it's at 50 million views now on Facebook, and it's like. I'm quite happy.
The one with the dick in.
No. It's
a compilation, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a compilation of the irritating ones. It's like
I'm gonna have to look at that.
Oh, mate, they put it on Facebook.
Send you a link.
Send me a link, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out, mate.
Mate, they put it up. They put it on Facebook about 3 or 4 months ago, and it just went nuts. And I was getting messages here because I'm quite happy hiding on TikTok and YouTube, with nobody in my real world who knows me on Facebook finding me. And then all of a sudden that went out, and it got like 45 million views the first time it was put on my Bible. I'm getting messages like phones like beeping off the hook, and apparently they just posted it again now. So we're going around for a second round of people going, "Oh my God, who is it?" But yeah, hopefully. But the thing is, the thing I just wanted to say on that was that, thankfully, I live in a country where there's only 6% of my followers live. But also, when I go out in public, I'm allowed to cover my face and hide my identity. I'm really worried that because I'm going back to England in June, July, and August, and I'm really worried that I'm going to just be wandering about, and over there there won't be masks and all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to have people like rugby tackling me in the street and like kidney punching me. It was like,
oh, you irritating bastard!
And it was like, that's for slicing that sandwich wrong.
It kind of leads on nicely to what I wanted to ask about as well, because like trolls are a thing that are predominantly Facebook-esque, but they're starting to crop up onto TikTok now. You don't really get trolled very much. I've seen some of the ones you've answered in the Jason Momoa one, which is hilarious. But
not so much. There's a few posts that doesn't get the right attention. I at the end of the day, if you what I've learned is, is if you give your energy is precious, mate. You rather use that energy on yourself and focus on yourself than, because what you do is where you place your attention is where you place your energy, right?
Yeah.
That's a fact. So if you get these, it's like, let me put it to you like this. Let's say you drive down the road and someone cuts you off, and obviously you're going to react. You're going to go, you absolute twat, you wanker, whatever, and you go off. But that's an instant reaction, fair enough. But now you will now drive behind that bloke for the next hour. For that next hour, you're going to be sitting in your head going, you fucking dickhead, you absolute knob. You're going to be doing that. But that hour, you have now literally for that whole hour given your energy to something that is got, it's never going to serve you. It's got no purpose in your life, but you've given all of that frustration and anger, and all you've done is damage yourself. More than anything else, you've damaged yourself. So yeah, it's fine to react, but instead of keep reacting and staying in that shitty moment, observe it and then take it away. And that's what I do with, if I get negative comments, I did one that went mega viral recently with that, just that frequency.
Yeah.
On the river. I mean, I think that's on about 12 million views now, but it did go on the kid side of TikTok. And mate, some of the comments on there is just like, oh my God, like stuff like pedo and all this sort of stuff coming out of it. It's like, you don't fucking know me. It's like, at the end of the day, so I just laugh at them, it's like, yeah, whatever. So
this is a moment it always sounds like I'm being really serious, but before I came to TikTok, I was that angry person that used to drive around in a car if someone cut me off, and I have been known back in the days when I was working a lot on the motorway to have followed somebody three junctions past where I was due to get off to remonstrate with them. So, but one thing I've found on here is you can choose the people you follow. You can choose the people you can block the people you don't want to see. You choose your own channel on here, don't you?
Yeah.
So one of the things that's happened to me, and I hate to say it, but I've gone a little bit soft. I've gone to the soft side of life, whereas I'm a lot more forgiving because of the people I've met on here, and that includes you two as well, and so many other people that I've chosen to sort of like be friends with on here, and genuine friends. And it's one of the things that people that haven't been on TikTok don't really understand when I talk about it, of how much kind of love I have for this platform, but mainly for the people that I've met. And it's I found it, for me, it's been a really, really positive thing, like more than anything else. Like the negativity for me is really tiny, and and because I know about trolling, and I know because I used to be one, I know what doesn't, what serves those people. So if you don't give them what they want, they soon fuck off and leave you alone.
That's right, mate.
I love the image of Baz sitting in a room with a circle of people in chairs, and Baz gets to stand up and go, my name's Baz, and I'm a troll.
Yeah.
I was like, you never stop being a troll. You're just a recovering troll. Well, it's like you never fully step away from it. You just got to be aware that you are a troll, and you always will be a troll. But you're recovering, and you can work through it.
But strangely enough, though, the thing about having done that, I mean, I've like in my day, I was actually investigated by the police for trolling. So that's the level I got to when I was doing it on Facebook and various other platforms.
Premier League.
Yeah. I'm not being funny, but yeah, I ran with some of the sort of the more notorious people in the country at that time. So, but when you step away from that and you see the people that are doing it now, and I'm not being funny, but they are shit trolls. They're literally, they are. They
do it properly, man.
I don't know, but the idea of doing it properly is that you get reactions based on what you know about. You don't just go and call someone a complete fucking arsehole, and that's your idea of it. So the thing is, when you see those people now, I would say to people, the best thing you could do with those people is don't give them what they want, because what they want is your reaction. And actually, you just said the same thing. If you're in that position where you can go, do you know what? I'm not going to give you the negativity that you want back from me, and you stay positive. They soon leave you alone. They soon go find somebody else.
Yeah, of course.
And that's the thing. It was like going back to what Johan said before. There was you choose how you react to anything. Do you know what I mean? When people say that offends me,
That's good.
Oh, that offends me. Well, you've chosen to. Nobody can push offence on anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've chosen to accept offense, or you've chosen to be offended by something, or you've chosen to be upset by something, or you've chosen to be, and it's a choice. I mean, I think I might have mentioned it before on one, that it was on one of these that I remember somebody just told me, never worry about something you can't control.
Yeah.
Which sounds an easy thing, but it makes so much sense because people stress so much about things they can't do anything about.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, if you stress about it, you're just gonna just get yourself stressed about it, or you can not stress about it, and the thing you can't control doesn't change. So, I mean, there was one that I remember where I was on my way home from work, and there was an accident on the motorway, and it was my birthday. It was taking ages to get home. My wife's texting me and messaging me and ringing me and saying, "You need to get home." And the day before, I'd literally read that just a sentence, which was, "Don't stress about that," or don't stress about things that you can't control. And that's it. And I just went, okay, well, I can't control it. I could get really wound up, really irate, and I would have normally done and just gone that. But that's not going to get me home quicker. So I'm just going to sit here. I'm just going to accept it, get there. And when I got home, the reason they wanted me to get home is because my daughter, who doesn't live with me, was there. It was a surprise party, and she had to leave literally 2 minutes after I got there. But I was like, right, well, I'm going to decide to enjoy the 2 minutes and be grateful for that 2 minutes, and be grateful I'm not the person who caused the accident on the motorway or was involved in it and all that kind of stuff. So I honestly, 100%, I find it difficult at times to do, and you've got to really work at being able to kind of turn around the way you look at things. But I really, really kind of like the stuff you say really resonates with me because of stuff like that. I just, and that's why I love the content that you put out there.
But you know, Mike, it's so true, mate. Because if you think of it right, you attract what you are, and that's in fact, mate. So if you, again, we'll go back to that scenario of being in the car behind someone. But someone also commented about the energy. What kind of energy? If you give that energy off. So if it's not just that hour, because once you get, say, behind this guy and he's left, and he's taking the junction off, for the next 2-3 hours, you will think of different scenarios of how you could have pushed him off the road and all sorts of shit, mate. Yeah. But you are now literally attracting all of that negativity because that's what you're portraying out. You know, so you've got to try and see that from an observer point of view and going, fuck me, that's not serving me, mate. Let's change that. And as soon as you change your energy, you change your life. You attract better. Yeah, man. You've got to. That's a big thing. That's a big thing.
Okay, right. I need to do one last appeal before we finish this. Honestly, this is one of those that could go on all night. But excuse me. But yeah, listen. I want people. If you've enjoyed the chat that we've had, or even if you haven't, come on. We're talking about stillborn and neonatal death. So not to make you want to feel guilty, but come on. Donate to this. So if you go to bit.ly/3peaks4sands, as you can see on the screen now, if you go and donate there, please donate whatever you can, even if it's £1, okay? On there it says donate £5 plus. So if you donate £5 plus, then you'll be in a draw that we'll draw a name out, and you will come and on this video link with us, and you'll be able to chat to us after we finish broadcasting in about 10 minutes.
To at least 4:30.
So in 10 minutes, it's definitely not going to be till 4:30. So yeah, if you want to join us after, so at 10 minutes time, we're going to end the live broadcast. But if you want to join us here and be another one of these videos in this screen and chat to Johan on a one-to-one basis, while me and Baz just have a drink and watch. If you want to do that, then donate £5 at bit.ly/3peaks4sands. So we're getting close to it. So in about 10 minutes time, so at 20 to 11, I'm going to draw the line there, and we're going to do the draw, find out who's coming through. Let's have it right. We've had a ridiculous donation, okay? We've had a ridiculous donation, which is going to I'm almost certain is going to mean that they're going to be with us. So we've. Do you know what I'm going to tell you? Okay, just in case anyone wants to match it, we've had a £100 donation.
Thank you very much.
Okay? So we've had a donation of £100. So if you want to come and join us, donate £5 or more, and you'll be in a draw. Or if you want to guarantee, then you're going to have to pay £101. Okay, and then the person who's already paid £100 can pay more. So we're going to have like a little war about it. But anyway, look. I've had a great time. Really enjoyed our time with Johan. But we really want to raise some money for charity tonight. So bit.ly/3peaks4sands. Go and donate at least £5 in there. When you do donate, make sure you don't donate anonymously. You need to do it publicly, and you need to put LL before your donation so that we can identify which ones were you. Okay? So please go and donate now. Go and donate a £5. Because, to be honest, there's not that many donations. We're very, very grateful for all the donations, but there's a very good chance that you could come and...
Hey, Emma.
I didn't marry her by mistake. She just brought me military beers. It wasn't an accident. Do you know what I mean? I've been with her 19 years. That one's a keeper.
You married up, didn't you?
Yeah, mate. Do you know what I mean? I'm sorry, hold on. Okay, yeah, there was an ulterior motive. She was telling me to keep me. No, there wasn't. She's telling me keep my voice down because my son's gone to bed. But no, please come on, donate. It's talking a £5. So if you donate a £5 or more, you'll go into a draw. So at the moment, like I say, we've had one donation of £100, which with gift aid makes a total donation of £125 for charity, which is incredible. Because to be honest, I was hoping we would raise about that much in total. So that is amazing. So we've got now 7 more minutes. Okay, we're going to draw the line at 20 to 11. We're going to find out how many people have donated. So if you donate £5 at bit.ly/3peaks4sands, I'll put your name onto this magic spinny wheel thing that I've got down here. And I'll do that live on the internet, so you can see us randomly pick somebody. So the person who donates the most and the person who is drawn out from all donations over a £5 will stay online with us, and they will be the 4th and 5th screen on this setup here. And then yes, we will carry on doing what we're doing, but we won't be broadcasting it. So you'll be able to come into this private little pub. It's a proper lock-in then, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's just I've called it the lockdown lock-in. That's the real lock-in when there's only 5 of us here who can say and do what we want because it's not public.
So I've got a question for both of you, if you don't mind. So when you first arrived in TikTok, you had no idea that you were going to reach the levels that you did. At which point did you kind of realise that you had a certain responsibility in the content that you were putting out and the kind of message that you're sending? Because I know that I've changed a lot since my numbers have gone up in terms of like giving more of a care about what you're putting out there, because obviously you're reaching more people now. I mean, Johan, you sort of reached a lot of people recently, and Mike has as well. Have you felt that sort of that need to sort of like become a bit more responsible about what you're putting out rather than effing and jeffing your way through life, which is what I was doing before? So.
Do you know what, Baz? I mean, for me, it's always just about being authentically yourself, mate. Regardless, the numbers, it's just the number above the door, mate. It doesn't make a difference whether it's 37, 69, or 1 million people. Yes, it's nice, and obviously we're all human, you know. So it does feel nice, and it does raise those sort of serotonin levels in yourself, you know. And it's nice to know that you are making a difference. I would probably say. My aim was always at a level when the numbers started going up. My aim was always 100K. That was the level I wanted to tick. And once I got to that, you know, I was very happy, and it was just like, yeah, this is I've crossed that bridge, and you know, and then from there onward, it didn't really matter to me anymore as much to chase followers, as to say, you know. But what I do now is, like I say, for me, it's a personal growth that I am portraying out what I am going through.
Yeah.
You know, and that message, especially today, is I have had so many people contact me, private message me on Instagram and stuff, to say what a big difference I've made for them in their life, but almost in the sense that if it wasn't for me, they wouldn't be where they are now. It's not down to me. You're the one doing the work. You know, I am just a messenger. You know, it's there's no credit to me where you are, because at the end of the day, if you don't get off your ass and do the work, it's not going to happen, mate. So yes, I have relayed a message to you, and if that stuck with you and it resonated, I'm grateful, and it's helped you on your journey and your course, which is fabulous. But I can't take credit for your development because it's your responsibility.
Michael?
Sorry, I'm currently trying to work in the comment section here. There's comment section's gone a bit Pete Tong, but
I think I'm reading it. I think it's just that, like, the word energy is different to somebody else's meaning. So
yeah, but I'm currently just trying to say, like, guys, there's a debate going on in the comment section when people could be donating to a charity.
Yes,
okay?
please.
So that's why we're here, all right? Whatever your definition of a certain word is,
thanks, Si.
I don't give a shit, all right? Because at the moment, I want all you lot who are having a massive debate in there to be donating a £5 at bit.ly/3peaks4sands. Sorry if it sounds harsh, but that's what I want you to do, all right?
And Mike's in charge.
Whatever your definition of the word energy is, use your fucking energy to donate some money to charity of stillborn children and neonatal death, all right? Whatever your definition of energy is, donate some money and stop being knobheads. I'm always joking, you're not being knobheads, but seriously, in the whole concept of channeling your energy in the right way, arguing in the comment section isn't the way to go. Donating money to stop babies dying is probably a better use of your energy, okay? I do apologise if I'm being patronising, but I'm quite passionate about the fact that is a more important thing that you could be doing right now.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I know, guys. I can see the guys who have commented and donated and stuff. And we are literally 2 minutes away. So if you want to come and have a chat with us afterwards,
it's your chance.
And you want to chat with, I don't know what's happened to it. My comment section has gone mad. It's all gone grey. I don't know what's happened with that. But
you've been banned from your own chat.
You think so? See, Jill's just said, Mike, the headmaster. Well, do you know what? It's my podcast. Do what I like. My rules.
Do what the fuck you like.
My podcast, and me sidekick over there. He turns up every week as well.
Totally unprepared. Oh, by the way, I just thought I'd say, if anyone was wondering, usually I'm a bit more, I'm a little bit more sartorial. But because Johan was coming on tonight, I thought I'd just go a little bit more wild.
Literally, no one sat at home thinking, Baz could have made more of an effort, couldn't he?
Oh, mate, you'd be surprised. Look at that scruffy fucker.
Hey, right, we've got 1 more minute. Okay, so get over to bit.ly/3peaks4sands and donate a £5. Look, I know some people are skint, but everyone can afford a £5. Seriously, if you can't, I'll lend it to you. All right, come on, let's do it.
So, well, we're getting close to the end now. So, where can people find you other than TikTok, Johan? You on the other socials as well?
Yeah, so I've got a Patreon page, which I'm going to put some more content on there now. It's a paid service. What I want to do on Patreon really has always been my sort of plan in the long term is to put more development stuff on the Patreon side. If people are really serious about trying to work on themselves and they need a bit more guidance, I'll be posting a lot of videos on Patreon. Request-wise, people can request on certain aspects in life that if they want advice on, or what my opinion is about things and what sort of might be able to help them. Those sort of stuff I'm going to be posting on there. And then obviously Instagram as well. My Instagram is growing. I should be a bit more active on there. I'm not.
It's hard on 2 platforms, yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult, man. It's difficult. But the Patreon, like I say, is the one. I'm also going to be developing a free ebook, which is just going to be basic guidelines for people to go into the right direction, and then they can go deeper into that, which will be a paid service, but you can then go into depth in certain aspects or certain directions, whichever you choose to.
Yeah, so basically you're looking at adding more sort of like positivity and help with people, sort of like
I mean, what I really want to do at the end of the day, Baz, is I am looking to start a retreat up here in Scotland where people can come for
Hey, Jess.
at the time, whether it'll be a 3-day or a week period, and we will go hike together. We can work in depth with whatever issue it is they've got, or if they just need guidance on how to develop themselves, meditation, etc., but yoga, all of that will be incorporated into that.
I'm there.
Retreat. Yeah, just mainly what I was going to do it just for men, because I do think there's a big need amongst men to be able to open up and to be able to get in touch with the emotional side and emotions, as to say, and be expressive, because as you know, men suppressed a lot of stuff for centuries, and that doesn't serve you well, so that was my initial thought, and I still will be doing certain retreats just for men. There's a group I follow in the States who does it. They called Sacred Sons, and mate, these retreats are fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
These guys, mate, they go for a week and they are literally, it's just masculinity, they wrestle, but it's not to hurt each other. It's literally to get that masculinity, and then they drum. You should see their drumming sessions. My God, mate, it's off the scale. I've got my own drum, but and I drum sometimes. But they've got this fire, and there's about 100 guys, mate, with drums, and man, it's absolutely mental, and they meditate, and they go into the different personas that you can get, and it's magical, mate. So that's the long-term goal that I've got, is to get these retreats up and running and help people in that way. So
you got to be careful though. If you open that Pandora's box where you start asking men to really show their emotion, you might not be able to shut it again.
Mate, it's a tiny bit of a risk to take for a big reward, I think.
No, 100%. I'm all over that. I'll be there for that. I've got one little gloat as well for anybody who's interested. I'm actually going to meet Johan in August. We're having a weekend together, aren't we? So
I'll show you these guys in August, mate. That'd be cool. Phenomenal.
That sounds beautiful. That sounds beautiful. Right, so we've got to that point in the night now where we're about to end the live broadcast. So I'm going to go through, and I'm going to film this as I do it. So if anybody wants to see this, then I can't figure out how to get it on screen. So I'm filming it now. So if anyone wants to see this, send me your email to dad.dancermail@gmail.com, because I'm going to put the names into a hat now and go. What do I do? Oh, there we go. I've just pressed a button and a thing is spinning now.
There should be a sound with it, shouldn't there?
There is in my head. There is, but it's and so I'm gonna have to do it again, because the person who's just come up is the person who is the highest one. The highest down here. I'm gonna have to keep going. Okay, so the next one is right. So the winners are. I've got a round of applause in my head. It would be much better if that was out loud. Yeah, thank you.
It's my job. It's my job, Mike.
There you go. If anyone wants to see that, so we have got The winners are the person who donated the most, who is coming backstage with us now to have a couple of drinks and have a chat with us. Is the person who donated the most is the person who donated £100 plus £25 gift aid is Gillian Cowie. So Gillian,
Gillian, you legend.
Jill is coming with us. So
from Blackpool.
Gillian, I need you to send me an email to dad.dancermail@gmail.com. Okay? Send me an email so I can send you the link to come and join us. And then the winner of the random draw that I've just recorded on my phone is Si's tried to help by putting the email on there, but the text filter is it. So thank you. So Gillian, if you send me an email to dad.dancermail@gmail.com, I'll have your email, and then you can join us by clicking the link. And the other one is Martin Helwig, who is on here is Mr. House.
Mr. House, well done, Mr. House.
So, Mr. House, well done. You were the one who was drawn at random, and quite beautifully was the person who donated the second largest amount as well. So there you go. That's like poetry, the poetry of life. Okay, so thanks everyone who did that. I need. We're not good. So Mr. House, Martin, if you send me an email to dad.dancermail@gmail.com, I'm not going to finish it. It's not going to be very interesting for everyone else, but I'm not going to finish this broadcast until I'm sure that both of those have sent me an email. So, Gillian, you need to send me an email to dad.dancermail@gmail.com, and also, so we'll chat for a little while longer. And also, Martin, I need you to send me one as well.
Thanks,
so,
Joshua.
Whilst we're waiting for that to happen, thanks again, Joshua. Thanks to everybody who
thank you so much, everyone who's donated.
Who was here tonight. Thanks to everybody who's donated. Really, really appreciate it. We're going to chat for a little while longer until I make sure that I have a contact name or email for those people. And then as soon as we have that, then we'll end the chat. But there is a question. There was a question. Sorry, I need to go up all the way up to the questions because there was a question that I didn't ask you, which I remember was up there.
Yeah, how slick is this though with captions? It's great, isn't it?
There you go. There's a couple of questions there. So I've got two more questions for you, Johan, before we finish. Yeah. So one is from Gillian, who will be with us shortly. What is Johan's cannot do without bit of kit when you're on your adventures?
Oh, I reckon I know this.
Go on, what do you think it is, Baz?
I think it's probably your spikes.
No, do you know? Funny enough, not. You wouldn't use those all the time. They mostly just for the winter, and when it's really icy, I definitely need those. I cannot go without my phone.
Oh, there you go.
My phone, because my phone has got my map on. Where I go, it's a digital satellite that I use for tracking my routes. It's an app that I paid for, so even when I'm off grid, I can still follow the satellite route. And then obviously I do need that to document my footage, and if there's an emergency. So the number one priority that I always make sure is my phone is charged before I go on a hike, mate, because that is my lifeline.
There you go.
Especially my own.
Sorry, you're going to have to keep chatting because they both sent me an email. I need to send the link and all that. You need to carry on. This is going to happen. It's going to be brilliant.
Mike, have we got something else based on this?
Yeah,
sorry, completely forgot. Anyway, let me do some sums before. Look, leave it with me. I'm going to reply to these emails. You two keep chatting. I'm going to reply to these emails. I'm going to work out a total, and then I'm going to announce a total. Okay.
So the other thing is, you've never met Tony, you've never met Kevin, you've never met Keith, have you?
I have never met them face to face. No,
yeah.
I've met them. Yeah, we've got a Facebook group, a WhatsApp group that we chat in, and we've done a few lives together. I've done a live with Tony actually.
Yeah, I was there for that one.
Yeah, you were a fabulous moderator. You were, by the way, as well. I loved it, mate. Yeah, but I've not met them. So I'm looking very much forward to meeting them, because they're all very, very, very different in their own individual ways. Very much looking forward to meeting them and going through these 24 hours with them.
Well, this gets back to the thing that I say about TikTok, which you don't get on any other platform. You can, for your Facebooks or your Instagram, where you can meet people on there. On here, you've generally seen people's faces and heard their voices, in most people's cases. And if you don't want, I think it's one of those. I've never had a thing on here on any other platform where someone's gone, do you want to go off book and go into WhatsApp and we'll talk there? Because obviously your DMs even though they're unlimited text, they get broken up if you inadvertently hit return, and invariably you can't change stuff on there. I haven't known any other platform where you can meet people on here, discover what they're like, see how they move, hear how they talk, and then you'll immediately go quite quickly to a WhatsApp group to discuss further, the things that you want to talk about. I mean, it's like I said to you, it sounds like a big thing, but it's quite life changing in terms of how you meet people. Because I've got friends on here that are in America and Indonesia and all over the world that you never have that access to people on any other app. And particularly for you, your reach is enormous. I mean, like, where's your biggest glut of followers from in terms of percentage?
So the States is my biggest following is the States. I've got I think it's about 48% or 45%.
Yeah, same as you, yeah.
And then I've got the UK is about 18%, and then I've got a huge following from Nepal, Malaysia, Indonesia, Holland, Germany, and then Australia is also big up there. Yeah, but yeah, surprisingly, Nepal and Malaysia, mate, it's a huge following for me from there.
Yeah, it's just one of those sort of strange things, isn't it? How literally you never started off with the intention of. Sorry, Mike looks like he's about to say something.
No, I've just seen that everything's worked that I hoped it would do. I'm replying to people with emails, and do you know what? Just before we finish, I'm going to listen. I'm going to bring you. I was going to bring you on screen, but for some reason, Martin is. I don't see. Martin might be audio only because I don't see him. But I was going to bring them both on and say, look, these are the people, and they go, but I might do it elsewhere because I might not do that because they might not want to. But anyway, the point is that, right, okay, so we've raised tonight, if my maths is right, £132, but we haven't raised £132 because, as Baz has just reminded me,
we spoke about this earlier.
We spoke about this earlier, and we are both going to put 50 quid in as well. So it's £232 that we raised tonight. Okay? So thanks everyone for your donations tonight. Really appreciate it. We're going to go offline now, and we're going to chat to the two guys who won the backstage passes, and yeah. This is the point of the night where we go and we breathe a sigh of relief because we cannot be seen by the whole world.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for being online. Really appreciate it. Hello to everybody. I'm going to whiz up the comment section. If I miss your name out, I do apologise, but it's only because you haven't commented for a while. Because I'm going to go from bottom up. I will name check as many people as I can. So, Rosie, Jess, Sai, Jill. Joshua, thank you again. Martin, Karen, Kathy, Jen, Rob Appleton, Jimmy B, yes, Jimmy B. And that's probably enough because this isn't the most entertaining thing you've ever seen on the internet. So thank you everyone again for coming a lot. I know I'm very, very well aware that it's the same names on that chat section who support us in doing our podcast on a Wednesday night. It's the same people that are at my 3 o'clock lives every day on TikTok and the quiz at 9 o'clock on UK and Ireland time on my TikTok. Quick plug. It's my podcast. I can do what I like. So yeah, this week on the quiz on Friday night, it's Phil C again. So come along and do that. So thanks so much for everybody. Oh, I'll have visuals of Martin as well now. So shall I bring you both on? Just give me a thumbs up if you're happy enough for me to bring you live to the internet. Yes. Here we go. We have 2 winners. Look at this. There we go. We have Gillian and we have Martin. So we're about to go. We're about to go off the live internet for everybody else to see, and we're going to have a chat amongst ourselves. Okay. So thanks everybody for being here. Really appreciate you being here. We're going to have a chat and a few drinks, and these two are going to chat to Johan.
Just quickly, I just want to say big thanks to Si, because even though he's not a moderator on here, he's always moderating. So thank you, Si.
Good skills. I need to figure out a moderator on Twitch as well. So
See you later, Jess.
I can pick people. I can kick people out of the comment section on YouTube, but not on Twitch from where I am using the software. So anyway,
but you guys are safe.
Look, thanks, guys. Honestly, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for being here. Really enjoyed it again. Thanks for your support in everything that we do, all of us. So cheers. Thanks. Good night.
Toodle